Yes.
Going live. 3, 2, 1.
I think you're the only one that's got the music.
God dang it. Okay.
One of these days, we're going to have a seamless start, and it's going to be so surprising that we're probably going to stop in awe that we started without any issues, and so we're still going to have this stop.
Yeah. Y'all don't understand. I got so many. I only got 2 hands. So many things happening. Okay. All right. Let's try it again. 3, 2. Don't be judging me, Rita. All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Welcome to After Listen, the music discovery and discussion podcast. I am one of your hosts, Terry Yo.
And I'm Brandon Lee.
And today it's time for another playlist battle! Woo. We're battling out to see which songs had the best vocal performances. And to help us out today, we brought on a special guest back for the first time. Charita, how you doing?
Hey,
Hey
Charita.
guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. I'm glad I'm here. Back for the first time.
Yeah, back
Yep.
for the first time. What an
Yeah.
elegant
Back
way
like
to put
I
that.
never left.
I mean, it kind of feels that way, considering that somebody forgot to record somebody's audio. We ain't gonna say who
We
or
could
anything.
say who. It
I
it
mean,
would make sense. To say who. But
I
I
mean,
don't want to put you out there, Terrio.
I
Oh, I'm
mean,
sorry.
oh,
Did I say that out loud?
okay. I'm gonna have to edit that all the way out. All
Did
right,
I say
so
that out loud?
Just a smidge.
just a smidge. All right. Well, we're back again to do a playlist battle. Today, we got songs featured from all eras of music, all genres, and to keep us on our toes, we decided to switch it up a little bit to see which song came out on top. But before we get into the discussion, we got some quick disclaimers. Number one, we respect everybody's opinions, regardless of how wrong and awful they may be. Number two, I don't think so, but some songs may have explicit lyrics. Um, we're just talking about the music, so don't worry about that.
We may also
And
have explicit comments at points.
true.
Maybe.
Might be worth saying.
Yeah, true.
Possible.
True. And finally, let's get into the playlist battle. We don't have any recommendations this week because we got a lot of songs to get into. And I am the only one who knows who picked what song. And I'm going to let them know, and the audience, at the same time. In the first round, we have Brandy, Acapella, versus In Vogue, Free Your Mind. Both songs were picked by Charita.
Yes.
So congratulations. You have officially felt how it feels to have both of your picks in the first round
Yeah,
go against one another.
each other. It's a great feeling. Gotta say, never gets old.
I feel honored is what I feel,
Yeah, of course.
It is. It's what I feel.
All right. Go ahead, Brandon. What are your thoughts on these two songs?
In Vogue is, again, I just want to take a moment, first of all, to just say thank you to this podcast at large for, like, literally every episode. I feel like I'm expanding my musical knowledge and, like, horizon, so to speak. I'm finding new groups, new artists. In Vogue is definitely one of those artists that I've heard of. Of course, they were huge back in the day, as we all know, but I never really listened to them, so I wasn't, like, super familiar with them. This is definitely one of the more, like, earwormy songs on this entire playlist.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like even just the intro, where it's like that little "I made a song, let's play it" or whatever they say at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yep.
like, I don't know, it's impossible to hear that and not smile. For me, at least, it just made me happy every time. Just the I don't even know what word to describe the energy she has in that. The peppiness, I guess. I'm just like, yeah, we made a song about prejudice. You want to hear it? All right, here we go. It's just great.
Yeah, that was a callback to In Living Color. When they were on there, they were they had a character on In Living Color that would basically make a song about anything. So they were spoofing that.
Got
and,
you.
And they were also featured on the show as well back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Super
Oh
hilarious
goodness.
skit.
Oh, reminds me of the years of old. My
Yeah.
gosh.
Yep. Yep.
But I mean, this is going to be a tough pick for me personally because Acapella by Brandy is also, this is a very similar boat where I'm somewhat familiar with Brandy, but not really familiar with her work, just like her name as an artist more so.
hmm
And this is such a cool song, man, where I think correct me if I'm wrong, but is the only instrumentation I'm not sure if it's a guitar, some kind of string instrument, or
Yeah.
if it was a piano.
Yep. It
Mhm.
was. It
Uh,
was a. It was a guitar.
okay,
Mhm.
and
Guitar
it's
riff.
just that one, yeah, that one riff, and everything else is her, right, or
hmm
someone like boom clap, boom
It is
clap.
her. That's her.
So awesome. You just, I mean, that's just unique, right? Like you don't get that a lot in like big songs, and of course, Brandy being on this playlist has an exceptional singing voice. Yeah, this is tough. What I mean, what's y'all's thoughts on these two? Y'all want to weigh in?
I'll go ahead and jump in real quick. I'm in a similar boat with you. Oddly enough, "Free Your Mind" is one of those songs I still have in rotation on one of my own personal
It's
playlists.
definitely gonna be in mine from now on. I'll say that for
Oh
sure.
yeah, absolutely. And the
Free your
fact,
mind.
and the rest will follow.
It's just, oh man, it's such an earworm. It's great.
It's an earworm, and that song is. We ain't gonna talk about how old that song is, but the fact of the matter is that that song is still relevant
Still relevant. It's a
to this
powerful
day.
message for sure.
Powerful message, still relevant. Them girls sang their asses off.
It's also got the like rocky,
hmm
like it's very rock influenced musically,
Yeah. That's what I
which
really
is
liked about that song.
it. I did too. Absolutely. It's just, yeah. It's a unique, well put together song from top to bottom.
For their voices to be so smooth,
Mm-hmm.
like, and to for the harmony to be on that much of a rock background, I was like, this is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, challenging every single norm that you can think of, especially during that time frame. Like the only
Mhm.
person I think around that time that was kind of crossing over between rock and R&B was Michael Jackson around that time.
Yeah.
Which is like the black or white kind of song or whatever. So
Mhm.
for in Vogue for a traditionally 100% R&B group to go over to
Mhm.
a rock beat and to sing about discrimination and don't be judging books by covers or whatever because you don't know.
Mhm.
I think it's profound. That being said, the most underrated singer of all time, in my opinion, Brandy Norwood. That song, acapella, I mean, she's always used her voice as an instrument, but for her to literally use her song as an instrument for the entire song, I mean, it's phenomenal. And to be honest, that album that it came off of, Human, not my favorite album, but this song definitely stands out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go first on this one. I'm going to give it to In Vogue on this one.
Okay.
I do
Yeah.
want to say there was I had, whenever I was trying to decide on my final pick, I had a couple rock songs, like straight up like classic rock songs, like down to like the finals, right? I guess so to speak. My issue why I decided not to pick them is for whenever you have more like rock focused music, I feel like, I guess this is just the way I was looking at it. Whenever you have a lot more rock focused music, it kind of takes away some of the focus from singing.
Yeah.
It can. It can. It depends
Um,
on the song.
it depends on the song, but for the songs that I had like wheedled down, that was definitely the case. Where like, yeah, the singing was like phenomenal, but you only got in like a 6 or 7 minute song, you only got like maybe a minute, minute and a half of singing, and the rest of it was, albeit really phenomenal instrumentation, but no singing, on top of it.
Yeah.
All that being said, In Vogue, Free Your Mind definitely like just sidesteps that whole issue. I feel like I
yeah.
was very surprised to like, again, because I wasn't familiar with them super well. I never heard this song before this. Whenever the song came on, I was like, yes, we got at least something like rock, very rock focused on here. Well, I don't know. I'm still deciding because this is tough. Where do you fall, Sharita?
Well, since both are actually the songs that I picked, it's very hard to choose between
I
them.
could imagine.
Pick your favorite
Um,
child. Pick your favorite child. You can do it.
Considering I have no children, I can't choose. Um, yeah. So between those two, okay, acapella is one of those songs that somebody played for me And I was on my way to the movie theater, and we were literally like almost in the movie theater parking lot, and they played the song, and I was like, "Who is this? Oh, it's Brandy. Who? Like, wait, Brandy, like Brandy, like sitting up in my room, Brandy."
Mm-hmm.
They like, yeah. I was like, wow. Like, I mean, I knew her voice was like amazing. I mean, everybody I think knows that, but it was everything I'd never heard before, and I loved it. Like, it was amazing the first time I heard it because I had never heard anybody do that before. Free Your Mind. I heard that
Free
song when
your
I was like
mind.
super young, and I just remember like being like, I thought they were R&B singers because I mean the other songs that I had heard from them were R&B songs.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not with that background though.
Mm-hmm.
This I chose. I had two In Vogue songs that I was going to think about. This one and Don't Let Go. And this one won out just because I was like, oh my god, like the harmonizing. I mean, and of course I love the rock feel of it. And I was like, I feel like we need something like that because all my songs were like really, really R&B, like very R&B.
Ultra Omega Supreme
Yes,
R&B. Yeah.
yes, yes. All almost neo soul R&B.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to turn it up a little bit, do a little something different. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, Free Your Mind. I mean, yeah, they are pretty much screaming throughout the song, but that to me is rock songs, most of them. And then, but the harmonizing when it did come in, I was like, like they were amazing at that.
Mm-hmm.
If no other group could do that, they could. So between those two, I'm gonna go with Brandy because that song just I was amazed when I first heard it.
So, Brandon, the question is boom, clap versus free your mind.
And you
The
seem to
rest will
like that Free Your
follow.
Mind. You seem to love that, that rock song. So
Okay, well, before I answer, let me say this. And this is a point that I feel like is I need to go ahead and just get out in front of this now because this is going to be applicable to several other songs on this playlist. I realized after we had made this playlist and I was going back and re-listening or listening through all of it that I made the mistake of whenever I was thinking about, best vocal performance and what that entailed, I like tunnel visioned, got hyper focused on specifically, I feel like range of a
Mm-hmm.
singer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And while that obviously, like if a singer has great range, it can seamlessly, flip between high and low or whatever. That is the sign of a talented singer. But I realized listening to several y'all's picks, that is by no means the end all be all. And like I think in Vogue here, the Free Your Mind is a great example of that. Because like yes, they're singing great, but it's a different style. So like we've already said, it's very rock infused. Like Charita said, they're kind of screaming throughout, but it's still like undeniably great singing. Even if it's not like crazy high range like Mariah Carey or Whitney Houston or something like that. Like so, yeah. Just I wanted to make that point that several songs in here, maybe the singers don't have like the craziest range, but I was making the mistake of thinking that was the end all be all when several of y'all's picks kind of showed me the error of my way, so to speak, and that is definitely not the only determining factor on what makes a singer good. I mean, music is art, singing is art, and it's definitely about like how it makes you feel. I
Mm-hmm.
think more so at the end of the day, and like a powerful singer, that should be their end goal. Not necessarily to hit the craziest notes. With all that being said, I think you hit the nail on the head, Shrita. Free Your Mind is what I'm going to go with, just because as
Okay.
good as that Brandy song was, as unique as like the acapella was, I think also part of it for me was like I grew up in like the YouTube era where like people kind of did that themselves in like amateur style on YouTube with like
hmm
the making all of this. So it wasn't like a totally unique experience for me, even if it was superbly well done.
hmm
All right. Round one goes to In Vogue.
hmm
Next up, we have Phantogram, Let Me Down versus Luther Vandross, If Only for One Night.
Can I guess whose songs these are?
Go for it.
All right, I'm gonna guess Phantogram is Terrio,
Ding 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 ding.
and I'm gonna guess Luther Vandross was Charita.
Ding 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 ding.
Yes.
You are correct. Tell him what he's won.
You've won an episode of the After Listen podcast.
Yes, that's what I've always wanted. Thanks.
Side effects
Yes.
include.
Yes.
Ooh. Include.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh, he said side effects. Okay.
All right. So, all right, I guess I'll go first on this one. Okay. I picked this one by Phantogram. Number one, I love Phantogram. I'm super biased on that. They're a great duo. I love their creativity. I love their fusion of hip hop, R&B, rock, all of that. They kind of infuse all of that. I chose this song in particular because Sarah, the lead vocalist, on this one, this song in particular, she kind of shows her range a little bit with a few little runs here and there, something that she typically doesn't do.
No, she's typically pretty like I don't know if monotone is the right word, but she kind of in most songs I agree with that. I'm also a huge Phantogram fan. She stays kind of in like the same range for most of it.
Yeah, but you know she hit a couple little. So I was like, okay, go ahead, Sarah. So you could tell Big Boy was influencing her from the big Grams era and all that good stuff. So that's my pick. Also, Rita, don't kill me, but I love me some Lufa, and that's spelled Luffffpha.
It is.
Vandross.
It is. It is.
I don't care what they say. Take that th out of there. That man named Lufa. I love
no
some Lufa.
ER either.
No ER, just Lufa. I love me some Lufa, but you picked the worst song. I do not. This is the song. I can't stand this song by that man. This is the song I always skip this song. I don't. He has so many more better songs.
He does have. Well, he just has a great catalog. Period.
Yeah, he does. But you picked the worst one. So for that reason alone, yeah. Look. Okay. Look. At the end of the day, Lufa, we get it. You want to be somebody's side piece or whatever. We get it. But bruh, the way you was singing that song, you made me like depressed as hell. Let me hope.
Okay.
Try, if only for you sleep. You sleep. You still there?
You are so stupid.
I want to say I liked it personally, but
Thank you, Brandon.
I'm also not super familiar. This is another sadly artist. I'm not super. I probably only have heard a handful of Luther Vandross songs before.
They're all better than this one. I guarantee it.
Now we're gonna have a problem.
This one, I thought it was okay.
I mean, look, I call it like I see it. We respect everybody's opinion, no matter how terrible or awful it may be.
It's time to meet in the yard. Let's meet in the yard. Let's meet in the yard. No more words. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
So I'm going with Phantogram. Y'all got the floor after that. I'm sorry. I just had to get that off.
I do just want to say, as someone who wasn't super familiar with Vandross, all I kept thinking as I was listening to him is like, there's no way John Legend is not at least somewhat inspired by this dude and like influenced by him. He sounds like proto John, like an old John Legend, like not old, but like before the modern era of John Legend. So it just kept popping up in my head every time this song came through on the playlist.
Yeah,
I can see that. Never thought about that until now, but I can see
me either. You made a great point because I definitely never thought about that, but that's very true.
Yeah, spot on actually.
Yeah. Well, since it was my pick, my heart hurts. It just really hurts.
It's fine.
Because it's fine.
It's fine.
It's okay.
It's all right. Just walk it off. It'll heal. All right.
It'll heal. Drink some water. You should drink some water. Yeah. No, I mean, okay, I did pick this song. Now, in my brain at that time, I was like, I love Luther, but I love this song. I don't know why I chose this song. I really don't. And I'm just gonna be honest. Out of every song that he has made and sung and harmonized to and put an ad lib on, this one is probably not the one I should have picked.
Agreed.
However, I love this song. When I thought of Luther Vandross, this song was the first one to pop up.
So the
And
opposite of Terrio.
I think it's just because I sing this song so much because I
Mm-hmm.
love the harmonies and the smoothness of it. I think that's probably why I chose it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, it's a smooth song. I'm not detracting from the song as it stands. However, out
Hmm.
of his whole catalog,
I know, man. You don't have to do me like that, man. Say, Charita, you know what? This is not your best work.
I mean, it really was. Like when I saw this one, I was like, okay, it's going on there.
You know, you could have said something, and I
Look,
would have
look,
changed.
I ain't want to influence your decision, but I was just like, okay, that's what
He
she
does
wrote.
have so many better songs. He really does. But
Yeah,
I love singing this song. And I
yeah,
think that's why I'm a little bit more biased to this particular song.
that's fair.
So,
It's a good song to sing along to. I will agree
yeah,
though with Terrio that it's a bit of a slower song to say
it
the
is.
least.
It
It's much
definitely is.
the
It
vibe of it
definitely
is
is.
much more low key than
Every
especially
other
against
song
like
that's
Let Me
on here.
Down. Oh
Yeah.
for
Oh,
sure, but
yeah.
especially against like Let Me Down. Let Me Down is very much. I mean, I'd have to go back and like look at the lyrics, but it's definitely a more upbeat song. I don't know if lyrically it is or
Oh,
not,
yeah.
but
Oh, yeah. Definitely more upbeat. But I will say, I mean, yes, it's my choice, but I'm going to choose the other song. But I listened to the Phantogram song, and I was like, wow. Now, mind you, I had never heard of them before.
they're really good. Me and
What?
Terry, I
Okay,
think this is one of those groups me and you like originally bonded over, if I'm not mistaken, Terry.
100%. Yep.
I mean, but
It was
I'm like in my R&B neo soul lane. That's where I am. Like, and that's typically where I stay. Because I don't listen to the radio, number one. I have playlists on my phone that I have made specifically for driving, specifically for sitting in the house, like that kind of thing. And I'm one of those type of people that if I love a song, I'm gonna listen to that song until nobody can find it online again. Like,
Dang.
you know what I mean? I'm one of those type of people. Like, to the
Okay.
CD pops, to the cassette tape, you know,
Mm-hmm.
all of that. I mean, that's how old I am, so you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm one of those type of people. So it's when I hear a new song, I'm like, oh, it has to catch me really quick for me to be like, oh, I like that song. I might need to put that one on a playlist. This one caught me. It did. Y'all have been recommending some good songs, by the way, but
That's right.
not a lot of music catches me fast. That song caught me, so I was like, oh man, oh, and against this song, against the Luther song, yeah, I'm gonna have to choose the Phantogram song. I have to. Definitely wasn't my best work. So there you go.
I'm also it's a three-way agreement for much of the same reasons you guys said. Just again, as being a huge fan of Phantogram, it was just nice to like hear her actually, like Terrio said, have those vocalist runs throughout the song. You actually get to hear her show off some of her skills, which is just well, it's one of it's this is definitely one of my favorite. Like I saw this and I was like, I don't even care if this song. Like I'm just happy to get to listen to this song for a week. Like just that alone made it like good for me. But yeah, I'm picking that one as well.
Y'all pick some really good songs now.
Whoop,
Y'all
whoop.
have to send me some playlists or something, cause man,
Oh, we got
I feel like
playlists
I'm
for
I feel
days.
like I'm slacking. I feel like I'm slacking,
Well, like I said,
or lacking.
my horizons are like eternally being broadened musically from this playlist. So glad to know it's not just me. Other
Yeah,
people are also
I
getting that
am.
same treatment.
I am.
Absolutely. And part of a little shameless plug, if you're enjoying the playlist from the podcast, you can always go to afterlistenpod.com/playlist to get the playlist to this episode as well as previous episodes, and you can jam all the way out with some of our recommendations. All right, moving on to the next battle. We have Etta James at last versus Wide Awake featuring Jacob Banks. Love Me Again. Wide Awake, no surprising, was picked by
I
me.
knew it.
And Etta James was picked by Brandon Lee.
Okay. Hmm. Okay.
This was another one of those where I was talking about for the first round or the very first round where like Wide Awake is not necessarily the best example of like great range, I feel like, for a singer, but just the power. There is some range. I'm not saying it's like I'm not.
Okay, correction, correction, real quick. The singer is Jacob Banks. Wide Awake is the band that produced the
Oh,
song.
okay, okay,
Yeah, so the singer is
okay.
Jacob Banks. There
Well,
you
I
go.
was just gonna say it's one of those songs where like the slightly more rocky tone and just like the power, I guess, of the voice coming in, like kind of just like shakes your core a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. And like again, that's
Mm-hmm.
you don't necessarily get that same experience listening to someone who's like breaking the high note barrier or whatever, however you want to word that, right? Like it's a different experience that is still so good. It makes it much more. Once I like got broke out of that tunnel vision, like this whole episode got infinitely more tough for me. Before we even started, just listening to it, I was like, man, this is gonna be a doozy of a battle. And of course, Etta James at last is my pick. Simple, clean, powerful Etta James carrying the song, nothing but her voice. I mean, there's music, but like the music is very much to accompany her, not the other way around. It's lasted for 50, 60 years, however long. I don't even know when the song came out. Maybe a little slightly longer than that. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
the legend, or not maybe not legend, the stats speak for itself, I guess, so to speak, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
I agree. So, of course, I picked Wide Awake, and let me tell you all about how I discovered this song. I was at home chilling. I think I was multitasking, so had my headphones on. And I just had to just like play like some electro chill music or whatever. This song came on, and I had stopped dead in my tracks, and I got so hyped because I was not expecting that hook to come in the way it did. Because I was expecting it just to be just a whatever kind of hook or whatever. But when that man hit that note, I was like, what? Okay. I got so hyped just for the passion and the draw with all of that. And at first, when I first heard the song way back when, I guess I Googled incorrectly and I couldn't find the singer at all. But I did some research and I found a guy. So in my head canon, I just basically heard like, what's the guy's name? Tennessee Whiskey
Chris
dude?
Stapleton.
Yes, that's the look I had in my head of the guy that's singing the song because of the grit and the rock and that kind of
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
soulfulness.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Stapleton is good for that.
Exactly. Jacob Banks, this man is from Nigeria.
Okay.
For real.
Wow.
Would have
No.
never
Wow.
guessed.
If you'd given me 100 guesses, that would not have been even on the list, I
Definitely
don't think.
not.
Not at all.
Mm-mm.
So I'm like, okay, okay. So that just changed the whole perspective of the song to me from that. So now I was like, okay, so that's a different level of soul.
Mm-hmm.
But I was expecting like a Chris Stapleton kind of rag and bone kind of dude or whatever. But yeah, this was hard because Etta, I mean, like you said, for everything Brandon said, classic.
Hmm.
It don't get any more classic than Etta James. The song has been played at every wedding, every anything that you've been waiting all day long, for something. Like you in the drive through line at McDonald's and your order finally comes up at
Right?
last.
Exactly.
Is that the first thing you thought about?
Yo, every time I'm hungry as hell, I'm waiting like
That
at
golden light shines down on the
last.
food as they're passing it out.
My burger has
Oh.
come
I mean, is it
along.
floating in the air too? I mean, come on.
I mean, at
Is
that point,
anybody carrying the food to you? Or I mean, goodness.
had a
Angels are carrying the
yes.
food.
At
Oh my
last.
goodness.
But that love me again, I was like, oh, bruh, that just I'm about to vote last on this one. I can't vote first on this one. I need a minute to think.
Okay. Well, I guess it's my turn. Um.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Okay.
what are
Etta
your
James.
thoughts?
Etta James, I love, of course. At Last is a classic. The numbers, the stats, all of that. I mean, it's amazing what her voice can do. Um, there's a lot I didn't know about her, but just her music. That if I had never heard any other song by her, I've definitely heard that one all my life.
Yeah, it's probably her most. I mean, I know there's several others that have also stood the test of time, but this one for sure is probably the most that's been able
Yes,
to like not not erode as time has passed on. Right.
Yeah, well, yeah. Said he rode. Yeah, it transcends
Yeah.
generations. Definitely does. Definitely does. Um, yeah. I mean, I love that song. It's just one of those other songs that I like to sing to. But okay, Q. I'm gonna have to go with Q's choice. That song surprised me, just
It
like
really
it
did me
did
too.
Q. It really surprised me because I was listening and I was like, "Whoa, what this that transitioned?" Like it.
Were you and me both new to this song?
Oh
As
yes.
we're okay, okay, yeah. So
Oh
yeah,
yes.
I had a very similar. I was like, "Whoa, hold up, okay,
Mhm.
okay, Terrio." Well, I didn't
Mhm.
know you had picked it at the time, but I kind
You
of
know
guessed
it
it
was
might have
him.
been you.
You
Yeah,
knew it was him. You knew it was him.
I had a hunch.
You knew it was
Um,
him. Yeah. Yeah. He
Yeah.
picks some good songs sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes I'm way out there in left
Ooh,
field looking for some
man.
stuff, but
No,
yeah.
I'm
I'm I'm also as much as I do love At Last, just again the power, the grit, the soul that he comes in with Love Me. Like I just yeah, I
it's shocking
that
me.
one's a close for me.
I was doing something else when I was listening to it, just like Terrio said, and I was like, wait, like I kind of was like,
Yes.
Yeah.
wait, what was I doing? Like I had to go back and like wait, what just happened? Okay, but yeah, no songs. Yeah, yeah, that one hit me a little bit just because I was like, whoa, that was definitely a transition. Etta James, I kind of know what to
Yeah.
expect, of course, and I mean these two being paired as the battle is kind of yeah,
Unfair.
it is
Yeah.
because it's Etta James song is so classic, so you just know,
Well, there's
you know.
also just not to like go back on my pick necessarily, but there's a slight difference in just I guess the technology. I mean, I don't know when Love Me came out, but it sounds like a much more modern song, right? Than At Last.
Hmm.
Mhm.
You can definitely tell like there's some effects on the voice, like making it like echo and kind of carry out whatever.
Mhm.
Not to say that at all like detracts from the singing because it doesn't. If anything, it just makes the song even better. Um, I don't really have necessarily a point with that. I don't think. Just
I
beyond
was
like
waiting.
at
I was
last is
waiting like
just beyond just I just wanted to point out that difference. I guess at last is like a little bit more because of the technology at the time. Like I think Etta James kind of had to be like the carrier of the song. She had to have those clean, crisp notes,
mhm.
whereas maybe that's what allowed Jacob, whatever his name is, Jacob something. I forgot. Maybe that's what allowed him to like kind of come in and like bring that more raw, passionate sounding voice because they can go in and they can tweak a little bit. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, the background
Yeah.
music can give it a push
Yeah,
for sure. For sure. But for that song with Etta James, yeah, she had to carry it cuz they had instruments.
yeah.
I mean, they had the ability to mix a little bit, whatever, but I mean, her voice was an instrument in itself. So she had a very strong voice. Pretty much any song she was singing, her voice was just
Mm-hmm.
strong, and she couldn't really help it. She's one of those artists, that's like, I know I need to sing a little bit softer here, but I sing strong, and I was raised in the church, and I can't help it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, and she's one of those people. So yeah, I mean, my choice still stands, of course. I love Etta James, but
I guess okay. What it really boils down to me, why I picked Terrio's pick over mine was like as good as Etta James is, as clean as that is, it doesn't evoke emotions in me as much as the other one does. Like again, it's just something about that soul and that grit coming out, just like makes your like the blood bubble a little bit more. It's like I don't know, it does something to you. Whereas Etta
hmm
James is like you can definitely appreciate like the singing and like almost be smooth by it maybe a little bit, but like it's just it's different.
hmm sounds like we agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Wide Awake takes that round. Coming up next, we have Adele Someone Like You versus Seether featuring Amy Lee, Broken. Adele was picked by Brandon Lee, and Seether featuring Amy Lee was chosen by me, Terrio.
This was another one I had a hunch. Dude, I loved Broken
Mm-hmm.
by Seether back in the day. When it came out, this was
Yeah.
one of those songs I played like multiple times a day, every day. Like, as I'd be listening to music, it was just one of those songs that was like constantly being played. So just even outside of this whole playlist battle, thank you again for picking songs that I was just like, yes, it's been so long since I've heard this song. I'm so happy I get to listen to it again and like have an excuse to like replay it over and over.
What's your thoughts on it, Rita? I see you thinking.
When I heard the song, of course, just looking at the name and the title of the song and the artist, I didn't know who it was or if I had even heard the song before because of course the most of the playlist I have heard, but this song I was like, okay, I'm just listening to the songs I know I have never heard.
Mm-hmm.
So when I heard the chorus part, I was like, oh, this is that song.
Yep. Yep.
That was one of those songs. It
It
was.
was.
It was. Yeah, because I mean, working at Walgreens, I will say I have heard everything.
For good or for ill, we've heard some songs.
Yep.
True, true, true. And I mean, because before working there, at the place, um,
That's
I
definitely how you should refer to it, as that place.
yeah, the place, yeah, I told you I was strictly R&B person. I didn't even really listen to hip hop like that. It was, R&B all day, every day, period.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started working at the place, and yeah, I heard so many songs that I had never heard. And I mean, the location I worked at, they played everything. And when you work at Walgreens, you go the different depending on what location you go to, they play different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But that location played everything. And some of the songs I had probably heard maybe once or twice, but as long as I worked there, man, I heard everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the songs that I heard, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I like this song," And it's one of those songs that you do forget about, and you're like, "Where has that song been?
Yep.
Like, or where have I been?" But yeah, that was definitely one of those songs that came on, and you were like, I mean, almost screaming to the top of your lungs, singing.
I mean, what would you have to do that anyway with any song with Amy Lee?
Yeah.
And Sheree, I'm not sure if you know this or not, but Amy Lee is the lead singer from Evanescence. So if you
Yep.
ever seen that,
Oh,
Yep.
so yeah,
yeah, that makes sense.
exactly.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember Evanescence. Yeah.
I had the
Mm-hmm.
biggest crush on her back in the day.
I still got one now.
I've not thought about her until you put this song on the playlist in years.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense though. Now that you said that, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I would sing that song to the top of my lungs when I remembered it. But yeah, oh my gosh, that versus what was the other song?
Adele.
Someone Like You. And I just
Oh
want to
my
say I picked
god.
this song purposefully because I thought it might annoy Terrio a little bit.
Oh, it did.
I
This
wanted an
song,
Adele song, and you were like, please don't do that one. And I was like, I'm going to do that one.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. This
y'all don't really like each other, do you?
It's,
look, we fake it for the podcast. No,
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
You should hear the tirades we throw at each other out of recording.
Sending songs the other person will get annoyed by. I mean, come
I
on.
mean,
No, I'm
as
kidding.
as
But
soon as we stop recording the song, no, no, it's just between this song and Lufa, I have never rolled my eyes so hard in my entire life. I've gotten so dizzy this past week when those two songs come on.
Look, I
oh,
feel like this is
oh
one of the better
man,
songs to showcase Adele's talents, in my
yeah,
opinion.
True,
yeah,
true. I'll give you that. That's fair. It just like this song, just like how you felt with like certain songs back in the day that got played out to like ad nauseum. That song was one of them. And
It was.
every time I hear that song or the beginning of that song, I automatically think about the SNL skit where anytime somebody comes in a hearing distance of that song, just breaks down and starts crying because the song is so depressing. Like you can be having the best day of your life, and then never mind, I found somebody like you, and then everybody would just start sobbing like uncontrollably because of this song. And I'm just like, I can't deal with it. It was too
It is
much.
an emotional song.
It was too much, yo.
Don't make me snort, okay, while I'm laughing. I'm sorry, because I almost did. You would have had to cut that out. I'm sorry, but no, I know you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. But
No, I wouldn't have.
oh my god, that is so funny though. That is so funny that
But
you said that.
is that not like an argument that yeah, her song is such a powerful song. It's making everyone like feel things that they'd rather not feel, you know?
Yeah,
It's a
Hmm.
testament to it,
That's
I
an
feel like.
argument.
yeah,
It's just definitely I 100% agree with where you're coming from because I remember too. It was definitely like played beyond into the ground, like just way overplayed. But again, I mainly picked it because I wanted Adele, and this song I felt like was a great showcase of her. I think she's a soprano, whatever sound of singing she has.
She's between soprano and sing like between soprano and alto.
Hmm.
Because her voice can go pretty deep.
It
It
can.
really
I feel
can.
like like she is a great singer with a lot of really good range, but something about her
Hmm.
voice makes it easy for me, at least. Maybe I just am weird in this, but it seems easy to like sing along with. I don't know if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys
I
feel
think
that
she's
way.
maybe a mezzo soprano because she has that alto tone, but she can hit those soprano notes. So
huh.
I'll just say, even
yeah.
though even though I knew the song would annoy you, and even though like I knew it would probably annoy me a little bit, I still found myself singing along to it almost every time it came on the playlist. Whatever that,
Yeah.
which I mean, to be fair though, the same thing went with pretty much every other song in this list, and especially especially the opposing song here by Seether and Amy Lee.
Yeah.
I wanted you to know. Just so much, just like rawness in that song. It's great.
Oh yeah, and I think they were dating or married at the time when they did that song, if I'm not
Really,
mistaken. Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
remember that.
yeah. They were together, and that's why that song Evanescence came out with "Call Me When You're Sober." I think that was in retaliation to something that happened with them in their relationship.
Mm.
But
Oh
I
my.
know the story is
When the drama enters the song.
oh yeah, yeah. They were Taylor Swift and before Taylor Swift.
Oh boy. And she Taylor Swift, okay?
For real.
Nobody else can do it like her.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, therapy much? No. Um,
So accurate.
cut that out.
Cut that out. Oh, I
I'm
can't.
dead.
We definitely went off the rails a little bit there.
All the way out the
We
rails.
did.
Okay, so
We did.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm voting against myself again. I think it's the second time I've done that so far. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Broken. Just the rawness in this and the entwining of the two singers coming in and like harmonizing and duetting is just oh so good. So yeah,
That's my choice too, by the way.
Broken.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sweet.
I forgot how good that song
yeah,
was.
same. Like it
Yeah.
was as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I love that song. But it wasn't until I was listening to it again, I was like, oh no, I love this song.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Totally agree with that decision. Goodbye, Adele. Anyway, moving on to round two. We have In Vogue, Free Your Mind versus The Seated Peak. God dang it. I always get country when I say that every time.
The seated peak.
The Seated
Sorry.
Pick.
Somebody's from
Hey,
Alabama.
look, I can't
Okay.
have my Alabama Tourette's. All right. Anyway, new edition. Can you stand the rain versus in Vogue for your mind? Obviously, new edition was chosen by Charita, and in Vogue still chosen by Charita. So once again, she's competing against herself, not once but twice.
Yeah.
Yes. I love both songs, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm going to pick New Edition.
Knew it.
I am going to do that automatically.
That sounds like
I
a threat.
love them. I love them. They can do no wrong. They're always right. That's the end.
Okay.
That's the post, as everybody says.
All right, Rita has spoken. What about you, Brandon?
Well, I don't want to rehash all our points on In Vogues for Your Mind from the first round. Let's just say again that one. I don't know if this was the most earwormy, but it was. If it wasn't, it was a close second out of all the songs on this playlist. But man, again, New Edition is another one. I've definitely heard some New Edition songs, but I'm not super familiar with them. Don't shame me too hard for that. I need to go back and listen to just more of them in general after listening to this. This is like such a beautiful song.
It
Like
is.
just the sentiment of like, yeah, everybody loves sunny days, but like I want to know, are you going to be there when it's dark outside, when it's stormy, when things are rough, you know? Like it's a heartfelt like question to ask someone, right? Like I think most people can relate to that. And like the
True.
harmonizing and the singing is all like, you know, sort of say soft. I don't know if soft is necessarily the right word, but it's definitely like more. I don't know. It almost put me at peace. I guess listening to this song is one thing
Yeah,
I would
it's
say.
ethereal.
Yeah.
Hmm. It
Ethereal is
is.
definitely good. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
it's just a peaceful song. Like put me
Oh,
in a
you said
good.
it right. I said it wrong.
You
Okay, go
sure did.
ahead.
I was like, Ethereal. Who the hell is Ethereal?
Yeah, I don't know why I've always said it like that.
I
I
think you
don't
can
know why I've
pronounce it.
always
It's one
said
of
it
those
like that.
words that's like not like it's some. I don't even know what the root language is, but it's
You
a
don't
weird.
have
It's
to
one of
save
those.
me. You don't have to save me. It was
Oh, look,
wrong.
I think both ways
It
are
was wrong.
accurate. Is all I'm saying. As long as we know
It was
what we're
wrong.
talking about. But
I love that song though. Yes, go ahead. I'm sorry.
it's yes, the very powerful message, peaceful vibes. Like just kind of calms me down a little bit, makes me kind of introspective. But as much as I loved all that, again, just free your mind.
I knew you were gonna pick that song. I knew it.
I think I have to at this point. It's just so good for me.
I think you do.
Okay.
And I mean, again, if we're comparing like messages, like we said in the first round, free your mind also again has a very powerful message. So like, I don't know if one gets the leg up over the other in that regard. But yeah, In Vogue is my pick for this one.
Okay.
It's a tough one, but like it literally could be a toss up. But I'm slightly leaning towards Free Your Mind.
Okay. So Rita got New Edition. Brandon got In Vogue. Y'all are pure evil for this. Okay. So of course I love New Edition as well. Not to the extent that Charita does, but I still appreciate good R&B groups that harmonize. Um, the only knock, not really knock, but the only commentary I have against this song was I forget that this is the time that Johnny Gill joined the group, and it kind of sounds like somebody's daddy singing with their kids. Because his voice is so deep compared to the rest of the group.
That is so true.
I mean, they're all the same age, but Johnny Gill come in there with like, ooh. And them kids are like,
Talk about New
hey,
Edition bad.
you.
I don't do that, but you have a point.
I think I'm never gonna hear this song the same after this. You just said that.
And they're all the same age, I think, around that time. So
Why did you taint him?
I can't help it. That's the thought I get.
He's supposed to be in love with New Edition like me.
He would look. We're gonna corrupt him. Look, like he's already loving R&B more than he thought he would love R&B.
100% on that. That is
Good,
totally accurate.
Good.
Like I've already witnessed the evolution.
Yeah.
Great.
So that being said, I just love In Vogue. I'm gonna have to go with them. Only because the harmonies are richer to me. Like that breakdown, like them girls harmonize so well. It sounds like one person is singing.
It really does.
And like
Yeah.
and there's 4 of them to do that.
Yes.
And
See, I didn't even know how many there were. I just knew there was more than one.
Yeah, them 4 girls together.
And they can do it with 3 because they've done it with 3 for so many years. But
Yeah,
4 is what was on the original song.
yeah, on the original roster. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with In Vogue on that one.
I lose again.
But you win.
But you
They're
also
both
won
yours.
again. If you want to get technical,
Right?
Well, yeah, I did pick both songs. So
All right. Moving on to the next round that is completely unfair, but we're going to go for it anyway. We have Phantogram, Let Me Down versus the full Mariah with Emotions.
This is like the full list. This is the full list, Mariah. I think you can get.
It don't get no more Mariah than this one.
Like
It really doesn't.
I really just want to try to imitate that, but I know I want to get close to doing the where she's already
The
like
high
in
note.
this.
Yeah,
She's
that
in the stratosphere already, and then she walks it up like 2 more octaves. It sounds like it's just
Yes.
yeah.
it's like
Peak
man.
Mariah.
Peak. Yes, yes. This is Mariah in her final form, her ultimate form.
Yes.
Like yeah,
Yes.
there's no
This
way.
It
was,
was.
and I don't know if you said it. I might have missed it, but this was my pick. Emotions.
Oh yes, I think I might have alluded. Yeah, yeah. Sorry about that.
And
Yeah,
this was definitely, like I was talking about at the beginning, my tunnel vision on range led me to this one. But that being said, it's still such a great song, such a powerful performance. I feel like.
no doubt. And I will say, you know, you mentioned other songs that you were singing to the top of your lungs. This is one of the ones that I know about Mariah. I knew about Mariah. Obviously, you know, the song during that time, Visions of Love and all that good stuff. But when this song came up, I was like, God dang it, I forgot about this song.
Hmm.
And then I'll start, you know, start waving a little bit, and then I start.
Please don't tell me you started singing. Oh
Yes, I did.
no.
I did
You got
too,
me
Oh
feeling
no.
but
Oh no.
yeah, but
emotion.
only in the
Oh
Like I've
no.
safety of my
never
car
before.
where no one else could hear me. I will admit
Please.
that at least.
You didn't do it in the apartment, did you?
Oh, I did it in an apartment, and I did it at my job, and I had people looking at me.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, it was worth it because I was
Was
feeling.
it? Was it?
I was feeling emotions. I had to let them out.
You did. I don't think you had to. I don't
So
think you had to. I
I
think
w-
you chose to.
I 100% had to. And as much as I love Phantogram and I love Sarah and I love Josh, yeah, I'm sorry, girl. You can't go against Mariah. That's not fair. That's a juggernaut. So
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with Mariah as well. I mean, she is peak Mariah in this song. Like
100%. The
Yeah,
peak Mariah. The high notes alone. That one.
multiple. She had
she does
multiples
it
on
like
this one.
three. She does that already in the stratosphere. Walk it up 2 more octaves because screw you, I'm Mariah Carey and do what I want. She does it like 3 or 4 times.
Exactly. Exactly. And she still feels like that with anything. Not not just music.
That needs to be on the t-shirt. Screw you. I'm Mariah Carey. I do what I want.
Exactly. 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 But
Yeah.
I mean, with those octaves alone, because I mean, I know she said since having kids and stuff like that, she can't get those octaves anymore.
Oh, don't blame it on
She's
them kids. Like she be over there
that's
smoking. That's all that
what
was.
that
That smoker voice. I'm
he
sorry.
did not mean that, Mariah. We want this podcast to stay on.
Yeah,
He
don't strike
didn't
us
mean it.
down, Mimi.
He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it. Um yes, no. Peak Mariah. Well, I mean, she's done interviews saying, that since having kids, it takes your range down. Like she's lost a
Yeah.
couple octaves, and
Mhm.
so, but that was peak Mariah,
Yes.
peak
100%.
Mariah,
Yeah.
and I think that's around that time with Visions of Love and some other songs. I, she was one of my singers. Her,
Hmm.
Whitney, a couple others. But yeah, that's when I was like, oh, I love singing because
Hmm.
these women sing and I
Yeah.
love to hear them sing, so I want to sing like them. That's what that
Absolutely.
was. So yeah, Mariah for sure.
Alrighty. Well, Mariah takes that round. Sorry, Phantogram. Still got love for y'all.
Yeah. Much love.
All right. Moving on from one queen to the next. Queen with Bohemian Rhapsody, which was already seated, versus Wide Awake and Jacob Banks, Love Me Again. Again, Brandon picked Bohemian Rhapsody, and I picked Love Me Again. Once again, this is an unfair match. um, as
It
much
is.
as much as I love Me Again, and I love Jacob Banks and what Wide Awake did with that track. There's nothing that can match the harmonies.
This was the first song I thought of when this topic was selected and we were picking our songs for the playlist. Literally the first song that like came to mind. You say, for me, you say, or you asked me like, who's the greatest vocal performer of all time? It's like Freddie Mercury. For me, it pops up in my head almost immediately.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. As much as I love Me Again, Bohemian Rhapsody is just something special that has not really been replicated since, I feel like.
Not at all.
Yeah, I'm going with Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's like three different songs put together.
Yeah, you got the beginning like
It is.
opera, then you got the middle. You got the beginning like slow, then you got the middle opera, and then you got like the end rock. And it's
Hmm.
just the harmonizations, the Italian words that this song taught me as a kid. Faramoose, Faramoose. Or Scaramouche. I think it's Scaramouche. Can you do the Fandango? Whatever it is. Whatever those words are. I never heard them before this song, right? Like, just.
Yeah, never.
This song is like a cultural, like, touchstone, I feel like, in art, almost. For me, at least. That's how I look at it. So, it definitely deserves its spot on this
Yeah.
playlist, in this battle.
Absolutely. And then after listening to it a little bit longer this week, this song literally reminds me of like watching a play. It's like
Yeah.
because it has this little sing songy section, and then it's like the moment where the background players all join in and everybody starts doing like a whole flash mob thing or whatever. That's a vision I have every time I hear the song. That people come out of nowhere, and then you got the person in the left ear, right ear, and just it's just the crispness, the crispiness of the vocals or whatever, and how they all just was. It's just it's perfection.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, 3 songs in one. I mean, how can you really beat that? Honestly.
Really can't. So, all right. So I guess we're all tied up on that one. Bohemian Rhapsody. Sorry, Jacob. Ain't nobody gonna love you no more. We're moving on with the Queen.
Oh
We'll love
my.
you again afterwards.
All right. And then the last battle in round 2, we have the seated pick. God dang it. I almost said it again.
Seated peak.
The seated pick. I don't know why I can't say this word. The seated pick is Krewella Human versus Seether, Amy Lee, and Amy Lee and Seether with Broken. Human by Cruella was chosen by me, as well as Broken by
This is a Terrio versus Terrio matchup.
once again. Um,
Now he has to make the hard choice he forced Charita to make earlier this round.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Exactly.
yep. And considering I have no kids, they're never gonna find me anyway. So I'm just gonna run out their lives and not make a decision. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go pick up a pack of cigarettes
And some milk.
and some milk. I'll see y'all back at 18 years.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Somebody is really getting off topic.
Let me go check the mail real quick and don't come back.
Oh.
Nah, let me stop playing. This was a hard
Oh.
I will say Krewella is, or the Human by Krewella is a song that like definitely, kind of surprised me. I've heard of them before. It seems to be like a running theme of them. Like, I've heard of them, but I don't really know them. And I hear a song and I'm like, whoa, hold up. Okay. These people are like I understand why I've heard of these people before now. It's been my mistake that I've not went and listened to them. Just yeah, the crispness of the how she like holds the notes like that sometimes gets me.
pick. Mm-hmm.
And it's a good performance throughout, but like especially that note where she's holding that times. I'm not a great singer, so I'm not going to try to replicate it. But yeah, this song definitely like kind of caught me by surprise a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So the first time I heard this song, of course, is typical EDM records. So I'm used to all that boom boom, you doing whatever. And then this song comes on, and I'm just like, okay. And I listen to the lyrics, I'm just like, oh damn, this is some realness. And then it just kind of just stuck with me ever since then. I'm just like, you know what? I am human sometimes. Contrary to popular belief, I am human.
Right. And I do want to say this song in like downtime in between listening to the playlist, I went and listened to a few of the other songs, and one thing I noticed was this song specifically, and I didn't listen like their whole discography, maybe like 6 or 7 other songs of theirs, but of those 6 or 7 other songs, this was the only song that had like an acoustic
Mm-hmm.
uh, guitar track like
Mm-hmm.
underneath all the other instruments they had on, which was just something I thought was interesting, and it gave it a very like unique like sound within the like EDM space that they are. I don't know if I guess they're EDM, right? They're kind
Yeah,
of I don't,
yeah, they're kind of EDM. Yeah, we'll go with that.
they're definitely a little bit unique in like a very good way. But that song, this song in particular, "Human" by them, was yeah, just that acoustic sound. Like I don't know, something about it. Like I think for like what she was singing about in the song, like kind of helped balance a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So to me, the vocals, like, okay, just like similar to Etta James, there's parts of the song where her vocals were the forefront of the
Oh,
song,
absolutely.
and you had limited, accompaniment by the instrumentation of the music, and then where the frustration boils gets to a boiling point, that's when the EDM beat drops, and you just
Mm-hmm.
like you feel that frustration, and then when you get the moments of clarity where she just like lets out that full range or whatever, and I'm just like it's just something about the marriage between the song, the lyrics, and the vocals. When they all marry each other and they actually have a flow and like certain parts hit at a certain point, it's phenomenal. And I think they did a great job
And you
with
can tell it's intentional too. At least I felt
exactly.
like it was very intentional, the placement of all those different parts you just mentioned,
Exactly.
and the composition.
Exactly.
Well, ooh, this was a hard choice
This is hard because
for
I do
me.
still love Seether and Amy Lee, like for all
Yeah,
the points
I
we
think
made
I'm
last
gonna have
time.
to go with Broken. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with Broken. Um,
Hmm.
just hearing that song again, just I think it's what I think is what keeps bringing me back to it is because even though I mean I heard Cruella for the first time, um, with this playlist because somebody suggested it
Uh-huh.
for the playlist.
Uh-huh.
I won't name any names. But somebody likes to whistle. So
It's
yeah,
not me. I don't know how to whistle.
yeah,
It's
yeah. I
same as me
do, but
neither.
I'm not the one that's whistling. Um, yeah. They suggested it, and I listened to it, and it was one of those songs that I liked immediately as well. But listening to Broken again after like what seems like forever, I think I have to go with that song. I
Okay.
think I have to go with Broken.
That's fair.
It still hits.
Yeah.
Are you? I feel like you and me are both like, there we go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're kind of at the impasse because like
Mm.
okay, okay. Screw it. I'm gonna put you in the hot seat, Brandon. I'm gonna go with Human. Yeah,
Oh.
you knew I was gonna do
I should have jumped the gun and didn't pick Demon first, but you in the hot seat, so what I should have done. Oh man, this is okay. Hold on, let me. I'm just like listening to both of the songs real quick in my head. Hold on. Uh, you know, this is so tough, man. These are like two songs that like just listening, like just pure listening pleasure. These are two songs that are like at the top for me. Just like even outside of like thinking about vocal performances and whatnot, just musically, they're so good. I I think I'm gonna go with "Human" though by Krewella. As much as a throwback as it was for "Broken," and as good as that duet is, just yeah. Again, I just love the way that she holds that note or those notes. Really, it's not just the sometimes. There's several other notes that she holds, but that one is just like one that I like to point out, just because it's like the most obvious example. But yeah, man, Corella definitely. I don't know. I already said I listened to a few of them songs. This is definitely one of the groups that I mean. There's several on here, but this is like near the top of groups I want to go back and listen to more extensively.
Absolutely, and
Okay.
I would highly recommend a song. I think they have a song called "Bangers,"
Oh,
uh, and that junk
that's
That goes hard. It goes pretty hard. All right. We're in the semifinals.
Woo! Let's get it popping.
All right, we're down to the last two battles. The first battle we have In Vogue, Free Your Mind versus Mariah Carey, Emotions. In Vogue was picked by Rita, and Mariah Carey, Emotions was picked by Brandon Lee.
I just want to say this is ironically like I feel like the culmination of what I've been saying from the beginning of like range versus like just raw power and emotion in the singing and like the difference that makes to an extent. Not that Free Your Mind, there's not great range and great singing shown. Just you stacked it up against, obviously, like we said, like the fullest Mariah hitting those crazy high notes. Like In Vogue is not able to hit those notes. This was In Vogue, I will go ahead and admit, was really the song that like catapulted this whole line of thought for me when it came to like recognizing other talents beyond just range for singing, right? So this for me might be the toughest pick in this whole thing. And I will say again, me not being like a super knowledgeable about In Vogue and just picking up what you guys were talking about before, it sounds like the vast majority of the rest of their stuff is very much more R&B sounding.
It is much more R&B sounding, but they also harmonize way more throughout the record. So imagine like that part in Free Your Mind where they kind of like the bridge going into the chorus when they all harmonize. Imagine that, but for the whole song. That's
okay.
how.
So well, the point I was building towards is I do think it should be noted at least that they were able to branch out from their typical sound and not just out of the typical sound, but to something that's like, you know, an entire like genre leap almost from R&B to rock. And to do it like so well is definitely a testament to the entire group's skill and control of their voice and be able to like bring that out and like have such a beautiful, well composed song and have it, you know, like you said, all the harmonies come in and it just be like totally wildly different versus Mariah Carey. Again, this is the supreme, fullest, utmost Mariah you get, but it's also like what you expect almost of like this is the most Mariah Carey song almost that like Mariah Carey's ever Mariah Careyed. Right.
It's
up there. It's up there.
You said that correctly.
100%. I had to, I actually had to remain silent to process that because I was just like, damn.
Right.
He dropped all them gems.
Right. In the correct order and everything.
Yeah. I'm just like, damn. I'm speechless.
Right.
Continue, sir.
Well, I mean that's pretty much it. Like that's where I'm at trying to like compare these two. Just that alone makes me a little bit want to give it to In Vogue more so than Mariah, just because of that leap of doing something different, unique, and still absolutely crushing it. But again, that's stacked up against just absurd. Okay, can we just admit Mariah Carey's range, especially on this song, it's absurd. Is she like an alien? Where does she come from? How does she do it?
We don't know. I mean, all I know is that we still claim her for some reason. But outside of that, I don't really
He didn't mean it, Mariah.
Please don't strike us down.
He doesn't mean those things. He doesn't.
I'm just saying, like, this is hard because you have the quartet of In Vogue versus Omega Mariah. I'm gonna have to give it to Ultra Mariah for Emotions because the only reason why I'm edging it out is because she did it by herself, whereas In Vogue had the support of the members and it was a harmonization thing. Not to say that is nowhere near it. This is like literally splitting hairs, but I'm gonna give it to Mariah on this because she went the fullest of Mariah, and we can't deny.
I think, sorry to do this to you, Charita, but I'm going to put you in the hot seat this time. I think I'm going to vote against myself, man, and go with Free Your Mind just because, like I said, it was the song that like kind of shattered my preconceptions that I was holding on to while picking my music for this playlist.
Well, hold on. Are you saying that Free Your Mind actually
freed my mind? Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
oh my goodness,
best case of irony,
you had to be the one, didn't you? You had to be the one, didn't you?
But he's not wrong though. That's the thing. He's
he's
not
wrong.
True.
He is not wrong, but he had to be the one.
Because like before, if this song was not on here, I probably would have been like adamantly like, no, this is like, I mean, Mariah, she just the crazy range, like this is probably one of the best songs of all time, and like you can still make those arguments, but again, just like it's not the end all be all. So I'm gonna give a nod to Free Your Mind here, and Charita, I'm gonna let you be the decider. Sorry to do it to you. Sorry, not sorry. We've all been in the hot seat like a few times, I feel like, so far today. So
Yeah.
No.
It's just passing around the circle. It's just.
Oh man, I knew y'all were gonna do this to me. Okay, so Emotions versus Free Your Mind.
Free your mind.
That is so. Okay, you're putting your vote in for what you want.
It's just so stuck in my head, man.
Oh man, that's so difficult.
You got me feeling emotion.
Now we're both. We're doing like a mental tug of war over here.
Oh man,
with Charita the rope.
Yep.
I know, man. Why are you doing this to me?
We're both the devil sitting on her shoulder.
Yeah. There's no angels here.
There's no angels. There's two devils.
None. Okay, so Free Your Mind, of course, that was one of my choices. And Emotions is just a really great song, and it is peak Mariah. Nobody could do the octaves like she could. Nobody. Oh man, that's so difficult. It's so hard to choose. Because Brandon, I mean, piggybacking off of some of the things that you said, that gave me a lot to think about. Choosing between, especially between these two. My goodness, it's like being on two opposite ends of a spectrum. Because you know that the Free Your Mind song is not, it's not just super vocal as far as range, but it definitely makes an impact vocally. It definitely does,
without a doubt.
And then Mariah Carey, her range is it's just her range. That's what it is. So, oh man, between these two, I'm gonna have to go with Mariah. I have to go with Emotions because her range. Oh my gosh, her range. I mean, on Free Your Mind, they did have the harmonizing part in the song, and I know that was my choice. But against Mariah, I just can't put anything against Mariah, especially not Emotions.
It's one of those songs where once she hits those notes, if you're just, you got an earbud in and you're, I don't know, cleaning the dishes or working on something, it makes you stop what you're doing almost, right? It's just like,
it does.
Like you just like shattered my eardrum with that high pitched squill singing you just did.
Because and then you know that part is about to come, so you have to turn your volume down.
I didn't do that, but I definitely should have.
That's what I would do if I had like earbuds in. I would definitely be like, okay, I know that part's coming. Let me turn it down because I'm still going to hear it. So, I mean, but Emotions is it for me on that one.
Mariah Carey, peak Mariah, the only singer that came with a warning label. All right, the next one up we have.
He doesn't mean it, Mariah. We love you.
Please don't strike us down, Mimi.
Right.
I was gonna keep repeating that. No.
Why do we have to keep apologizing for you, Terrio?
Look, I don't know. Look, I put the disclaimers at the beginning of the episode for a reason. All
That's true. That's true.
All right, moving on to the last round in the semifinals. We have Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody versus Krewella, Human. Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody was chosen by Brandon Lee, and Krewella, Human, was chosen by me, Terrio.
Bohemian Rhapsody. That's it. Argue amongst yourselves.
I mean, this is definitely an unfair fight. I'm definitely going Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm voting against myself on that one.
Yeah. I mean, again, just for all the things we said before, like I'm a little sorry that I picked this song, but at the same time, I'm absolutely not sorry at all that I picked this song. It's so good.
It is.
It has no right to be as good as it is. I put it that way.
Freddie Mercury is just such a like naturally like even if you just watch like a live versions of him singing or whatever, like he just his voice was something else, especially like in the space, like in the rock space that he was in at the time. Like I don't know if any other singers in like that classic rock or any really classic rock. There's very few that like get close or stack up to him, I feel like.
Did we ever figure out what the song was actually about? Because I was listening to it and I was trying to figure out the story with the lyrics as well. And he
Uh
starts out like "Mama, I killed a man," and then it's also like "It don't really matter," or "I wish I was dead, but not
it's
really," or something.
I
It's kind of
think
weird.
it's something about like kind of like choosing, like maybe not being able to choose, like kind of having your choice taken away, or just like I don't know. It's definitely it's lyrically if you just listen like surface skimming, looking at the lyrics or whatever, it's definitely kind of a confusing bunch of mumbo jumbo. With again, they got different like Latin phrases thrown in and whatnot.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've looked into it, but if I remember right, it's something along the lines of like just trying to be yourself and like how tough that can be and how life sometimes is against that struggle to be
Hmm.
like seen, I guess, or to be who you want to be against the odds, so to speak.
Well, there we go. All right, we're now in the finals. Final. The last final.
Are you going to argue about it? Who's going to say final, final?
Final. All right, there. I just had to do it. Sorry.
Final. Okay.
Okay.
All right, we're down to the last two. We have Mariah Carey, "Emotions" versus Queen, "Bohemian Rhapsody." Talking about some range on these two. Both of these picks were chosen by Brandon Lee.
Hmm.
Oh man, I didn't even make it to the end. I didn't. Man, I was hoping. I was hoping.
I mean, you.
Brandon, you liked Free Your Mind so much.
I
Why?
did.
Why
Look,
couldn't I make it to the
I
end?
voted for Free Your Mind in the
Oh, it was
semifinals.
my fault, wasn't it? It was. Never mind.
What the?
It was
Okay,
my
you know
fault.
what?
It was my fault. I picked against my own song. That was my fault. Forgive me for asking. I could have put myself in the finals, man.
You know what? That just goes to show you that we strictly talk about the music because like we just think like, hey, this song versus this song, we don't care who picked it.
Yeah.
Because of course, when we say vocal performance, we automatically think of like the Whitneys and the Tamias and all the divas, the Shaka Khans and Patti LaBelle's, but we wanted to kind of keep it broad, and open because it could easily be a R&B diva battle and to the end, and we don't want to do that
Yeah.
because that's too easy. So Mariah Carey, peak Mariah versus peak Queen or peak Freddie.
I do want to say, just a quick note. I asked both of my parents whenever I was trying to decide. I texted both of them individually and was like, all right, if I say best vocal performance in a song, what song and what artist comes to mind? And my dad picked an Iron Maiden song, which was really good, but it was like one of those songs I said earlier where it's like literally maybe a minute and a half of him singing and then like 7 minutes of him or of the band playing like heavy metal. I didn't want to sit through that. I didn't want to have to force y'all to sit through all that. My mom's answer, well, first she said a gospel singer that I was unfamiliar with, which she did have a really good singer or a really good voice. But then her follow up was like, well, if I had to pick like a more well known artist or whatever, it would probably be Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. And I was just like, your mom, I'm your son for a reason. I see. Like, definitely, yeah, I'm picking up on that. Like I said, that was like literally the first song I already had that one picked. So it didn't necessarily help me narrow down my selection at all, but it did just cement my selection of Bohemian Rhapsody
Mhm.
Yeah.
as one of my definitely going on the list songs. This is tough, especially since I picked both of them. This is not easy.
Well, it's not tough for me.
What?
It is not.
All right, well,
Sorry.
what's your pick then?
What's your pick? What you got?
I'm going Bohemian Rhapsody.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I'm going Bohemian Rhapsody. I
Brandon,
like 3 songs in one. Nobody does 3 songs in one.
not like that.
That's Not like
And
that. That's for sure.
Definitely not. I mean, it just gives you a little bit of everything to me.
I agree. I agree. And
It really does. You don't
mm,
expect the opera, the opera in the middle, but
you really don't. You really don't at all. But
but it's one of the best parts of the song. So
it is the
I
best
see a
part of the
little
song.
silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, Scaramouche. It's so
it's
great.
the most unexpected but better part of the song.
And it's infinitely
So
fun to sing along to. Even if you're a
yeah.
terrible singer like me, I still try and hit all the high notes, and I do the voices where it's like obviously different members of the band, like one's high, one's low. Like I'm sitting there, my voice is bouncing back and forth, trying to hit all of them. It's fun. It's a great fun song. I think I'm also leaning towards Bohemian Rhapsody,
It is.
unless Terrio here can, if he's gonna pick Emotions by Mariah, I need some like. If that's gonna be your pick, you might want to. I need to maybe be swayed. It's. I'm just barely
Oh
leaning towards Bohemian
man.
Rhapsody now. But if you make a really good point, I can maybe pick it. But
I, hey, there's the rules. He made the rules. I didn't. I'm just following orders. I mean, these are his songs.
Orders. Oh
these
my
are
these are
goodness.
both
his
of my
songs.
songs, which
That's
it's
true.
really making it hard for me right now.
Yeah.
I'll give you that benefit of the doubt.
The only thing, the whole time y'all were talking, of course I'm listening. I'm not, completely zoning out, but the whole time I just, me and my stupid mind, could you imagine Mariah Carey singing with Queen and us in that song in that opera part? Could you imagine? With that high note.
Oh
I would
my
love to hear
gosh.
that actually.
I know. I kept thinking. I was like, that would be dope if like Mariah, like if Peak Mariah did a cover of that song and then like helped out in that part in the middle part.
We
That would
should
have been
go
dope.
to
Oh
like
my goodness.
petition.org and start a petition for Mariah Carey to remake. That probably won't go. That probably won't ever happen.
No. It will happen. It'll have all the votes, and she'll come out there with her T-shirt. Screw you, I'm Mariah Carey. I do what I want.
Yeah.
Say somebody said this T-shirt was a good idea, so I wore it. I mean, it's how I feel after all.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. She would be like that. Yeah, she would. We still love you. We love you, Mariah Carey, though. We do.
We do.
Yeah, don't strike us down, Mimi. I've been so good to you. I've been your champion this whole episode. So
Oh my goodness. Now let's not completely lie. So you know
Mimi, they made me do it.
stress the truth a little bit, but let's not just completely lie.
Mimi, they made me do it. It wasn't my fault.
We are in 3 different locations. How exactly? Are we holding anything against you?
Yes.
No, we're not.
You got my Wi-Fi held hostage. You said if I didn't say what I said, you was gonna cut my Wi-Fi off. I know you know.
Okay,
I know you know people in high places, Rita.
I do, but not over this. Sorry, it has to be something a little bit different than this. But yeah,
All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mimi, but I'm about to go Bohemian Rhapsody on this one too. I can't. I mean, again, Peak Mariah, fantastic. She did her damn thing on the song. No questions asked at all. But just the fact being that them boys did 3 songs, a play, a music video, and a concert all in one song.
they did.
And it's just it's so good, man. It's lasted so long. Everyone like I've literally had like little cousins within the last couple of years like start singing this song at like a family day, like Thanksgiving or something, and like the whole family joins in and starts singing along, just a cappella, no music playing. Like if that's not a testament to how great your song is, that 30 plus years removed from it coming out, you have like, young teenagers singing it word for word, knowing every single line, arguably
Mm-hmm.
more well than I do. Like, it's just, yeah, it stood the test of time for very obvious reasons, I think.
And another
Yeah,
testament was I again listened to the playlist at work, and I'm working in my little office area by myself with the playlist on full volume, and this song comes on, and one of my coworkers who you wouldn't think to be a Queens fan or whatever, more of like a Ti Outcast kind of guy from ATL. He walked past my little office area, stops, backs up, puts his ear against the glass. He was like, Oh yeah, I like that joint. And it keeps on walking by. I was like, okay, it's something about this Queen in Bohemian Rhapsody because like
Yep.
it just got on that part too, like with the choir part, and dude stopped his tracks, backed up, was like, yeah. So yeah, we gotta give it a Bohemian Rhapsody
They
on that one.
deserve it. Yeah.
Well
Woohoo!
deserved, well deserved.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
And we have the winner, Queen Bohemian Rhapsody. Not once,
Man.
but technically twice.
Technically twice. Yes.
So technically,
Backstory to that. Yes.
yeah, once again, Queen Bohemian Rhapsody was the victor. So technically, Brandon Lee is a two-time champ in one episode.
Woo! Oh, Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is also my first time having one of my picks win a playlist battle. My first time having a song of mine make it to the finals, I think. So, color me surprised with two of my picks making it there.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised. I'm no, because like here's the thing, like
That sounded bad.
no,
It's because the bracket has definitely like screwed me over a bit in the past for the past playlists.
Yeah,
Past battles rather.
Absolutely, and again, it's all to chance, and then however it lands is however it lands. But man, just the fact being that both of y'all, excluding that Luther Vandross song, had some bangers. And
man, you did too, though, dude. Don't sleep on Human or Broken or Phantogram. Like, don't sleep on any of those, bro. Like I said, those songs are like songs I already know. Well, Krewella was new to me, but the other two were definitely songs I already know, I love, and like they have a place in my heart already, even if they didn't get to the end of this battle.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, those are bops that like I'm so happy they're on here because it gives me an excuse. First of all, to listen to them for this episode, but then also to get them back in just my normal playlist, super playlist rotation. So they'll pop up randomly from time to time.
Yeah.
Super excited to hear these songs come up.
Gave me some new songs to listen to.
And same, I'm also going to go, I need to listen to more In Vogue. I need to listen to more New Edition. I need to listen to more Luther or Lufer, as you guys keep saying.
Thank you. Thank you. That's how you say it. I'm so proud of you.
Yes.
So, yeah, definitely some new groups and new music for me as well from this, which I am always grateful for.
Yeah. Love a new playlist edition for sure.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thanks for y'all for listening to the episode. Thanks again to Charita being our guest on this playlist battle.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. This was so fun.
It was a blast.
Like the last time.
Even better the second time around.
It was. It definitely was. Definitely was. This is so fun. I love doing this.
Absolutely, and you're definitely a friend of the pod. So look forward to seeing more Charita popping in here and there whenever her schedule allows. But,
yes.
Yeah. So you can find us on all the things at afterlistenpod.com, as well as on all the socials at afterlistenpod. Feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to subscribe. And always check the show notes for any links and any other information about some of the songs that we're on this playlist battle. Keep on listening.
Keep on listening. Bye.
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 Oh no.
Oh no. Bye.
Let's just end the podcast. I mean, you don't have to do it that way.
Well, you said best vocal performance.
We need Mariah to come in
you don't
and do
have
the
to scare the
like,
people.
But walk it up, that's what we need.
You don't have to scare the people like that.
Thank you for listening.
They won't come back with that. They won't come back with that.
If they've made it this far, that ain't gonna scare them. If anyone we scared off long ago.
Seriously.
Way earlier in the episode.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. It sounds like I probably need to go back and listen to some old episodes as well, because
Yep.
Maybe you've done that before, and
it's a little bit of both of us trying to sing notes we have no right trying to sing.
Oh man.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hey, hold on one second, y'all. Hello? Hey, Mariah, is that you? Mariah, no! Mariah, no!
I hope she got him.
And then there were two. I'm so sorry, Mariah. Please spare me.
Hey, you didn't do anything. He did.
It wasn't me.
He deserved it. I tried to save him multiple times.